Welcome everyone to the Co-Creators Convergence Thursday Night Creator Convo. I'm Noelle Marshall, and I'm here with my beloved.
Hi, everybody. This is Bob. Looking forward to this evening, just swimming in the love that will be created by the dolphins and their human communicators and guides. Linda, thank you for being here. Mare, thank you so much for bringing Linda to our community. Really looking forward to a delightful evening. Welcome, everyone.
Thank you, Bob. And yes, welcome to my good friend, Mare Cromwell. And I'll do a little bit more of an introduction about her in a little bit, and also Linda Shay. And she is going to share with us Dolphin's Gift to Humanity. So I'm very excited about this. Been anticipating for quite a while. So very that was my dolphin tale. So I know there's some people here who have not been on our calls before and don't maybe know too much about the Co-Creators Convergence. So I'm going to play a little video that's going to tell you about the Co-Creators Convergence and the other outstanding guests we have coming up this month. So please stand by. So that is a little bit about us. So I want to thank you all. It's just a wonderful turnout tonight. And I'm so grateful for Mare and Linda. And let me tell you a little bit about Mare Cromwell, and then she is going to introduce Linda. And we'll have a meditation, centering. And then Linda is going to go, she's going to go multimedia on us. So you don't want to miss that. So Mare Cromwell is a humble servant to the Great Mother. As an internationally known Gaia mystic and high priestess, visionary, healer, and award-winning author, she is here to help love the new earth in. Mare has studied with Native American elders for 26 years and downloaded the books Messages from Mother, Earth Mother, and the Great Mother Bible. Her first book is If I Gave You God's Phone Number, Searching for Spirituality in America. Mare also leads the 1,000 Goddesses Global, 1,000 Goddesses Gathering Global Grid. So that's G cubed, and teaches the Great Mother Love Way course, among other programs. She is also the founder and director of Great Mother Love Way nonprofit. And you can go to her website, greatmotherlove.earth. So that's Mare, but I'm going to tell now the real story is that I read Mare's book, The Great Mother Bible, and I just fell in love with it. And I said, I got to meet this lady. So I turned to the back to see where she was, and she was in Frederick, Maryland. Well, that's just like 20 minutes from where I grew up. And at Frederick Airport is where I got my pilot's license. So I was definitely on the hunt to find Mare. So we did find, in fact, I think we had lunch at the airport, Mare, that first time we met. And so
Yeah.
I've just been a very big fan of her work and the Goddess Gathering. You know, we've supported that in all these years. And so thank you, Mare, for sharing, you know, your friend, Linda Shay, and her wisdom and the wisdom of the dolphins with us all tonight. So I'm going to turn it over to you. So thank you, everyone, for coming.
Thank you, Noelle. It's really a joy to be connected with Noelle and Bob. I'm in awe of all that they do. It's all about birthing this new earth and raising consciousness for humanity and the rest of the world. So it is really, really, really an honor to be here with my good friend Linda Shay, who I wished we lived closer to each other because I think we'd be playing a lot more together.
Yes, we would.
So Linda, I have taken the liberty of going to your website to learn a little bit more about how you describe yourself these days. And so I'm going to share this about Linda's bio. After 18 years in the corporate world, Linda Shay realized something profound was missing in her life. She took a sabbatical in 1993 and embarked upon a journey of self-discovery. From the boardroom to swimming with wild dolphins, her life has never been the same. In a remarkable close encounter with a wild dolphin off the coast of Hawaii in 1996, Linda received a profound spiritual initiation. When she returned to her home in the sacred red rocks of Sedona, Arizona, which is where she was living at the time, people she encountered began having spontaneous transformational experiences. She discovered that she had become a vehicle for the energy and the consciousness of the dolphins. From that moment on, her life has been spent in a fantastic exploration of this interdimensional, interspecies relationship. This exploration extends to her healing and transformation work with clients, students, and podmates from around the world. Linda has written a remarkable book, which I loved reading, about her fascinating 7-year journey of discovery with the dolphins, titled Dolphin Love from Sea to Land. Everyone, I really recommend you read that book. And then in January 2003, the dolphins told her that the inner transformational journey that they guided her through was now complete, and it was time to begin initiating others to this unique spiritual path, which has been called Dolphin Heart School, a gateway to the new paradigm. This school, described by the dolphins as an adventure in healing and consciousness, became the focus of her life and her indescribable joy, which you will be experiencing tonight. Linda just bubbles joy. It's just, plus all the dolphins are swimming on the spirit plane around her and us. Okay, in November 2010, another momentous change happened in her work, and the dolphin attunement journey was born. It became possible for podmates all over the world to receive these extraordinary gifts from the dolphins without needing to travel to be with Linda or the dolphins in the physical. In August 2023, the dolphin attunement journey evolved and expanded into the Dolphin Heart experience. This is a virtual program that includes 7 dolphin attunements and in-depth training in the dolphin living skills, bringing a whole new level of empowerment, freedom, and joy to her beloved podmates. So everyone has potential to be a podmate. And she's also started working with whale, overarching whale conscious, offering whale attunements. So in Linda's words, it's an honor and a privilege to join with the dolphins and the whales in their mission to bring greater joy, love, peace, and play to humanity and to Mother Earth. And we desperately need this at this time. So Linda, would you like to guide us through a brief attunement or meditation? I shouldn't say attunement because you can do really long attunements, I know. A little meditation to start us off.
Absolutely. So let's all close. Thank you for that, by the way, Mare. Thank you for that. So let's all close our eyes and place a hand on your heart, a hand on your belly, and just breathe. Let's breathe. Gentle, full, deep breaths into the body. Being present with yourself. Being present in this moment, in this beautiful space, this gathering. And in this space, we are surrounded by beautiful spirit dolphins who are gathered to shower upon us their love and their joy frequencies and their quality of consciousness that I call unity community. In this space, we are present with self. We are centered in self. And our hearts and our fields are open to one another and to all of the beautiful spiritual presences that are participating and contributing today. And inside yourself, I invite you to affirm to the dolphins, I open to receive all of the treasures that you have for me today. Beautiful. Let's complete with another full deep in-breath. Complete out breath. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes.
That was beautiful. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, dolphins,
Yeah.
and all the spirit teams who are here with us. So, Linda, I have a lovely set of questions here for you. You ready?
I'm ready. Shoot.
All right. So, dolphins naturally evoke a state of childlike wonder and joy in us when we see them. Who are they really?
Yes. So to me, the dolphins, and we're talking physical dolphins on Earth now, they are living embodiments of unconditional love and joy. I have swum with the dolphins many times, and they model in their physicality a higher way of living and being in form on the planet. They live at a level of connection that we humans strive for. I've also learned through my inner journey with them is that they are master healers and keepers of the light on planet Earth. They provided the unconditional love and safety that I needed to do my healing so that my profound love for myself and for this planet, for all of humanity, could rise to the surface and be expressed without fear. And I also discovered that the dolphins have a role similar to the angels, that they actually came to the earth at about the same time the angelic realm came to earth. And their role is similar, to watch over us, to support us and guide us on our remembrance to wholeness. Their love for humanity is profound. They love us so, so much, even though we continue, some of us continue to do really harmful things to dolphins, they still love us. And personally, they're my teachers, my friends, my family. They're everything.
Do you have a short video you want to show us now, or is that for later?
Yes, let's do the video now. So I just told you who they are from my perspective, but let's watch. Let's have a little short video of dolphins, wild dolphins swimming in the ocean. And this video is accompanied by crystal bowls. So let me bring it up, share screen.
Thank you, Linda. That was so beautiful. You
Those
can really, yeah,
those
go
are the
ahead.
Hawaiian spinner dolphins, the ones that they're the ones that I had that changed my life, and the ones that I swim with here.
Oh gosh.
They're so
The
beautiful.
oneness in which they swim together, I could feel my heart opening more and more just being in their field as we have been since the beginning. So I have another question for you.
Okay.
What gifts do dolphins have for humanity?
So many. But David, who helped me with the tech, he's my business partner. He channels a golden dolphin spirit by the name of Archie. And Archie is really one of the guides in our work. And a number of years ago, Archie told us that about 70 years ago, the Dolphin Consciousness initiated a project on planet Earth. And that project is to heal the hearts of humanity, all of humanity. That is the primary thing that they're doing for us, is healing our hearts. And then the very first message that I received from them, I was on a boat. This is before my journey with them consciously started, but I was on a boat off the coast of Lanai in Hawaii, and dolphins surrounded the boat. As everyone else ran to the side to see the dolphins, I was glued to my spot. Energy shot through me, and I witnessed myself projecting the question to them, what are you here to teach us? And what came back was unity, community. So it's healing our hearts and helping us open ourselves to be in connection, deep, intimate, profound connection with one another, all of life.
And we so need this. All over the world, we so need this.
Yeah, we do.
So did you always have an affinity for dolphins?
Nope. I did not. The only thing that I really knew about dolphins when they started coming into my life was watching the TV show Flipper as a kid. And that was it. I was a mountain girl and wildflower girl living in the desert in Sedona when all of a sudden I started getting messages that dolphins somehow had something to do with me. And I was quite perplexed by it. I resisted it. I thought swimming with dolphins was a trendy new age woo-woo thing at the time. But I had such a push to go. I was guided to go to Hawaii to swim with them. And I did. But yeah, it's upon reflection, I can see things about my childhood that point to a connection. The very first steps I took as an infant, toddler, I guess, were on a beach. I was slow to walk, apparently. And it wasn't until my family went on vacation to the shore in New Jersey that I popped up and just started walking on the most unstable surface on Earth. And some things happened in the swimming pool. I would dive down. I was on the swim team, and I would dive down and try to hold my breath longer. And I swear I did something with my face that enabled me to extract oxygen from the water, and I could stay down there. So there were some things that pointed to this connection early on that I wasn't consciously aware of. But no,
It makes me wonder. Sorry, go ahead.
It came in from out of the blue.
Yeah, spirit will do that to us, doesn't?
Yes.
It makes me wonder, when you were toddling on the beach, you must have been directed just to the water, like a part of you is like, I'm returning.
I think so. It's like home, finally home.
Wow.
Yeah.
So where are my fins? I need my fins. So here's a big question, because I know this is a fascinating answer. How has your life changed since meeting the dolphins?
First of all, I'm going on 30 years. Let's put this into context. 30 years journeying with them since I first met them. So now I live from my heart instead of my head. And living from the heart isn't always easy. And sometimes you make hard and courageous decisions, but living from the heart and making those decisions over the past years have led to me living my dream life now here on the Big Island. That wouldn't have happened. The dolphins, right from the beginning, when I started transmitting their healing energy to people, they quieted my mind. You and I have talked about this before. They quieted my mind, and it stayed that way. No, I don't have monkey mind. For 30 years, I have not had that monkey mind with thoughts going and going, going. My mind is quiet and still. So that was huge. My quality of self-love, I have so much more self-love and compassion and acceptance than I did before. Kind of alongside with the quiet mind, I move through life now at the level of energy, of feelings. So it's not analytical, it's not strategy, it's not thinking, it's feeling. This is what guides my life and how I navigate. Present moment awareness. Limited time dropped away quite a while back, and it's become a joke. Me and time, I don't do time. So I'm totally dependent on calendars and alarms. And sometimes even with that, I get things wrong, but it's always divine timing. And a number of folks doing our work are finding themselves in this position where linear time just, they have no relationship to it anymore. So it's present moment. I call it vertical time. Struggle has dropped away. I'm living at a higher level of consciousness, but it doesn't mean that challenges don't still happen. But when challenges do happen, I don't resist them anymore. It's like you meet life's challenges with curiosity and openness and welcoming. It's a whole different way of, I've had really serious physical things happen to me, and I don't get upset. It's just, wow. One time I cut my finger to the bone one night before we were getting ready to hop on a plane to the Netherlands the next morning. We had to go to emergency. But I'm like, wow, look at how the body heals. It's swelling up, and it's just curiosity and observation. And I'll say the last thing I'll share is connection. In the past, I was a one-on-one person. I had maybe 3 really close friends in my life, and I wasn't comfortable in rooms full of people at all, even if they were people that I knew. And the dolphins, they found a way I became aware of a shield in my energy field that, unbeknownst to me, was keeping human love at bay. I unconsciously erected it as protection, because humans are where the hurts and the pains and the wounds come from, our fellow humans. I did have a very traumatic event happen with somebody very close to me, and I think that was the moment the shield was created in my field. And I became aware of that shield, and we were getting ready to travel and teach our first dolphin school pod in the Netherlands. And I knew I couldn't, I wanted to be accessible, and I wanted to have intimate, close connection with those going through the program. So I was guided to this group and discovered this shield. And in that moment, I commanded the shield to dissolve, that I have no use for you anymore. Thank you for your service, but this is complete. It did. Mare, I was bowled over by the love that shield had held at bay. And now I love people so much. When I'm having a down day, I just need to go somewhere where there are people. It doesn't matter where. So long as I'm with people, I just get lifted up. That was a huge shift.
Gosh. I know you've shared with me before how everywhere you go, you just love everybody. And you just traveled to Greece last summer, and you just loved everybody you met, whether elderly, children. It's so beautiful how you live. So your questions come forward, Linda. Do you want to hold questions till the end? There's
Yeah,
there's a lot of things we want to cover.
yeah, let's hold them till the end and then that way we won't interrupt the flow here.
Yeah.
Thank-
Thanks,
thank
Noelle.
Thank you.
All right. Oh, it's so amazing how you live. The still mind part, I'm like, I want that. I want that. All of it. So I understand that your work is more about connecting people with the spirit and the consciousness of the dolphins rather than connecting with the dolphins physically. Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, first of all, that's what my journey was all about. Yes, I had the first physical encounter in Hawaii because I needed that. But then I returned home to Sedona and I thought to myself, well, that was fun, but what did the dolphins have to do with my life? I live in the desert. And they came to me in meditation right away within days of returning to Sedona. And I heard inside, will you be one of our ambassadors on land and do Dolphin Energy Healing as your career? Never heard of either of those things, didn't know what it meant. And took me 3 days. But in those 3 days, I had experiences with people where I just said the word dolphin and I witnessed them dropping to a level of intimacy and connection that hadn't been there before. This one man told stories to both David and me about his time in Vietnam, stories he'd never told anybody. And David had known this man, and he said, what just happened? And all the time David had known him, they never talked anything personal. It was always a transactional conversation. And after that experience, I said to David, if just talking about dolphins has this effect on people, what more are they capable of? So in that moment, I went inside myself and I said yes to their invitation. And I witnessed my other spiritual teachers stepping back and the dolphins swim in. And that began my 7-year journey of healing, transformation, and ultimately metamorphosis, all in the level of spirit and consciousness. And if you think about the dolphins' purpose, mission is to heal the hearts of humanity, all of humanity. We can't have 8 billion people jumping into the water to swim with them. They need a lot of people on land, right, to be ambassadors and vehicles for their love and joy. So it's as when I was traveling here over the years, I loved being present at the bay when tourists would show up, having no awareness that dolphins were in the bay. And I'd be standing there and say, hey, dolphins. I'm like, to see that moment of they're here, they get so excited. And that carries over to my world now when I get to explain to people and have people experience that the dolphins are so much more than the physical beings that share this planet with us. Their spirit and consciousness has so much for us. So that's kind of my equivalent of waking people up to this other reality, other dimensions of who the dolphins are and how we can be in partnership with them.
Gosh. And you've trained so many people, you and David, with your dolphin attunements to help them embody this. I know you're going to get into that a little bit more. So this kind of goes directly into the next question. So what teachings have you received from the dolphins? And I think you have some slides for us here.
Yeah, I'll share a couple of things first and then we'll do the slides. So the very first teaching I received from the dolphins way in the beginning of my journey is love heals, joy transforms. Love heals, joy transforms. And dolphins are embodiments of unconditional love and joy. So that's part of why just being in their presence, in their energy, is so healing and transformative for us. And then over the course of years doing dolphin school, a whole body of teachings came through that we call dolphin living skills that supports our pod mates in releasing survival ways of being that we can survive duality, releasing all of those things that we learned to survive duality, and opening us to thriving in unity consciousness, in oneness, connection, which doesn't come natural to us humans. So there's a whole body of processes and practices around that have come in over the years. So I'm going to share one with you. So I'm going to try again with sharing my screen. Now, this process, I have a couple of slides, and after the second slide, I'm going to pause the slides and come back because I would love interaction from all of you. I would love to hear your responses to this. Okay, so we're going to have a little exploration around the frequency of joy from Dolphin's perspective. So this is the frequency of joy. When we talk about joy, we're talking about the frequency of joy as opposed to the emotion of joy. And the frequency of joy, like love, is ever present. It's all around us all the time. Whereas the emotion of joy comes and goes, right? When good things happen to us, we're joyful. When not so good things happen, we're not so joyful. And the equivalent in the teaching is the emotion of happiness. And David looked up the etymology of the word happiness, and happiness is rooted in happens to. So
happiness and happens have come from the same Latin root. Yes, go ahead. Okay. Sorry.
So happiness is dependent upon good things happening to us. It's an emotion that comes and goes. So what I want to do, I'm going to pause this for a moment and come back. What I'd like all of you to do, now you're all muted, so do this out loud. Close your eyes and say the word joy out loud. Joy. And feel the frequency that brings up in you. Say it a few times. Joy. Joy. Now, say happy or happiness. Happy. And feel that. Happy. Happy. And now I'd love for you guys to chat. How did you experience those two words? How did they differ? And Mare, you can share if you'd like. You can tell me. You don't have to chat if you'd like.
Yeah, joy just was stronger. The resonance of it started to reverberate in me and like rise me up, whereas happy honestly felt a little flat. I mean, I love being happy, but it was very different.
And Noelle, I love what you said. Joy was more expansive and happiness felt limited. Fascinating. Joy is deeper. Happiness is transitory. That's right. Happy felt wistful. And joy felt all-encompassing. Beautiful. And happy you just felt in the front of your body, Paula. Isn't that fascinating? Joy was brighter. Yeah. So that's step one. Thank you all for sharing that. I'm going to go back into share screen now. Could feel joy in my body. Awesome, Linda. All caps. Excellent. That's what I wanted. You've already graduated from this process. Okay, let's do share screen again. Now what we're going to do, we have something called magic circles in Dolphin School, and this is the frequency of joy magic circle. What a magic circle is, it's the physical representation of a specific energy field that we activate so that we can enter into relationship with it. So I'm inviting all of you to stand up. If you can, don't have to, you can be seated, but this is good doing standing up. And imagine that frequency of joy. Imagine a physical frequency of joy magic circle on the ground in front of you. And if you're seated, you can just be present with the one that's on your screen. Now, all together, and again, you're muted, but please say this out loud because it's more powerful. We're going to say all together, frequency of joy field activate. And you have your hands open with the palms facing the magic circle. And with your hands, you're going to sense as this energy field activates, and you're going to feel it. So 1, 2, 3, all together, frequency of joy field activate. And now you observe, you sense, and you feel. And now if you're standing, I invite you to step forward, take a step forward so that the magic circle energetically is right underneath your root chakra. If you're seated, you can imagine the magic circle that you're sitting on it. And now we're going to invite our root chakra to open just a little bit more and welcome this frequency of joy into your body, allowing it to move through you, to enter into every cell and every space of your being. And when I do this, I like to imagine every cell welcoming joy. Say, welcome joy, welcome joy. Now just relax. Breathe. Notice how your being is responding. Beautiful. We're going to do one more thing. I'm doing the very abbreviated version of this. Now, we're going to say the statement out loud. I am joy. All together, I am joy. Breathe it in. It's nice to say these statements 3 times. I am joy. I am joy. And notice how your body's responding. How your beingness is responding. Let's receive a full deep in-breath to come to completion. We breathe in joy and we breathe out joy because it's in us as well. And this frequency of joy field is going to remain in full force and effect through the duration of our call and beyond for you, for as long as it serves. So now I would love to hear from people. How was that? How did you experience that process and that short little immersion in the frequency of joy? How was that for you, Mare?
I'm floating right now. I'm just soaking it up. It was beautiful. Thank you.
Aw.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Tone went up with both. Very nice, Bob. My hands became hot and I feel tingling all over. Made me relax and feel like I'm swimming in joy. My heart is lighter, peaceful, blissful, tingling and vibration through my whole body. And it expanded out more light. Beautiful. When I do this, I find myself more grounded, which is interesting. Very, very grounded in my body. Tingling in my hands when I first stepped in and stretched out, especially my neck. Beautiful. Joy and light. Beautiful. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for doing that. See how simple it is? It's so simple to shift our frequency so quickly.
Mm, mm. Thank you, Linda.
You're welcome.
So, what is the big picture outcome of your co-creative partnership with the dolphins? Big question.
Yeah, I kind of covered this. It's creating unity community on Earth. There was a time that one of my trips back to swim with the dolphins when I was still living in Sedona, and there was a huge pod. And rather than trying to engage and dive and engage with them, I just floated at the top and watched them. I just watched them be dolphins. And the beauty, what you saw in the video, the beauty and harmony and love and peace was so palpable. And the message just came in. The dolphins are inviting many of us to come and swim with them. But that's not the point. The point is, what can we learn from them and bring home and manifest in our lives on Earth as humans? And in that moment, watching those dolphins is like, I'm here to learn how to do that myself and to help humanity learn how to live that way. Had no idea how that was going to happen. It wasn't until many years later that Dolphin School emerged. But that I became very clear that that was my purpose on Earth, to help create unity community. That, and then spreading dolphin energy healing in the world. So many, I do teach dolphin energy healing and certify people. It's like people don't even know that exists yet. This is, even though I've been doing it for all these years, it's a new concept to a lot of people. So we have this massive outreach to do, letting people know that this is a thing, that dolphin energy healing exists, and getting a lot of practitioners certified and out sharing in their community, sharing this beautiful healing, love, and transformative joy. And then gathering pods to receive the deeper gifts of the dolphin attunements, which we'll talk more about later. So yeah, that's what the big picture outcome is of our co-creative partnership with the dolphins.
It's such beautiful service. It's amazing. Oh gosh. So what is dolphin energy healing then? And what are some of the healing benefits that people receive?
Noelle just posted that question.
Perfect.
So, first of all, in the beginning, I had a really hard time putting into words what dolphin energy is. And in a channeling, the words came through. So let me share, first of all, the words that came through to describe dolphin energy. The beautiful healing frequencies of dolphin is, and as I say these, there's 6 qualities. I'm going to say them and then pause and let you breathe each one in. So the frequency of joy, the frequency of movement, the frequency of creating flow, flow of love, flow of abundance. And all of that leads to an opening of the heart as never before. So that is how the words that Dolphin gave me to describe what their energy is. And Dolphin healing energy, it's a deeply respectful, highly advanced form of spiritual healing performed by the Dolphin Consciousness. It's not about fixing something that's wrong. It's about nurturing the wholeness that already exists within us and bringing that to the surface. People do receive the same energy they would if they were swimming with the dolphins physically in a healing session. So that's kind of fun. And yes, it's mental, it's physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, the whole realm. Dolphins are multidimensional, and they're not limited to, in a healing session, I tell people to put everything on the plate, put everything out on the buffet table, and the dolphins can work multidimensionally with them. There are some areas of focus for them, which we mentioned before: healing the heart, the physical and the spiritual heart. Dolphin energy healing is really good for filling your cup when you're feeling overwhelmed, exhausted, stressed, depressed. Having a dolphin energy session just fills us with love, joy, insight, and inspiration so that it raises our frequency. And then we can attract things that we desire in a better way into our lives. Whole brain functioning. They did a lot of work on my brain. It was just fascinating. And I hear the term whole brain functioning in some of my sessions with people. So they do a lot of work with that. And the transformational aspect of the joy transforms, that our perceptions shift really quickly when you're in that joy frequency. So we get elevated to a higher state of being. Those are just some examples.
Gosh, it's huge. It's so huge. So it says here, you were going to share something about a Dolphin Energy Healing Circle?
So, you're already immersed, but let's have a focused. So I invite you again to close your eyes. Breathe into your body, into your heart. Now, every single one of you is surrounded by a beautiful team of spirit dolphins that's just for you. And you're in the center of this sphere. And these spirit dolphins are showering you with their healing love and their transformative joy. I invite you, within yourself or out loud, to give these spirit dolphins complete permission to make adjustments to your frequency that serve your highest good at this time. And then relax, release, and let go. Allow yourself to receive this gift of healing love from the dolphins. let's bring this to completion for now. But this team of spirit dolphins, you can call upon again. It's really great to call upon them at night before you go to sleep and invite them into your body while you're sleeping to just do whatever wants to happen. So thank you for receiving that. I'd love to hear how that was for you guys, how you experienced that. Good, Noel. You're very perceptive on the same wavelength. We can continue on, Mare. It might be, people might, it's hard to come back into your thoughts and put things into words after having an experience like that.
Yeah. We are in altered states. It's so beautiful. Oh boy.
Receiving. Thank you for.
Yeah, definitely. What are the dolphin attunements and why would somebody choose to receive them?
So the dolphin attunements are the deeper work that we have, the deeper journey that we do with the dolphins. And we're the only ones on the planet who offer this. The dolphin attunements is a direct outcome of my 7-year inner journey with the dolphins, where I received healing and transformation, but beyond that, a metamorphosis happened where a dolphin wove an aspect of their consciousness with my human consciousness and created a new quality of consciousness on Earth that I just call a blended human dolphin. And I had an awakening moment in January 2003 when I woke up brand new. Literally, I was brand new. I had all the fear that I had leading up to that moment was gone. And I was experiencing myself going through the world kind of like I was on a magic carpet. New opportunities to share my work in the world were coming in, and I was saying yes without any inhibition whatsoever. I was witnessing myself just speaking about dolphins and joy, for example, at a non-denominational church. And it's like I rose out of my body and was watching this woman talk about dolphins and joy with total inhibition, total freedom, and not caring what anybody thought. I was experiencing a level of freedom and authenticity in my life that I'd never had before. So that was my outcome. And the message came through that the dolphins created a blueprint of 7 spiritual initiations that they deliver to humans so that other people could also receive that gift that I did. And we call them the 7 dolphin attunements, and they result in an evolutionary leap in human consciousness. So it's big, it's important, it's powerful, it's deep. We go deep in order to soar high. And people are called to this. It's not a decision that you make with your head. It's you feel called to receive the dolphin attunements. What Archie told me about when I first learned about the dolphin attunements, the question was, how do they differ from dolphin energy healing? And he gave a beautiful metaphor of the fountain of youth. So you have the fountain of youth, and he said someone can go to the fountain and drink of the waters and be transformed. That's the equivalent of receiving dolphin energy, which you all are doing on this call. You're receiving dolphin energy, dreaming about dolphins, meditating with dolphins, swimming with dolphins are all examples of receiving dolphin energy, and it can be life-changing for sure. The dolphin attunements, the person receiving the attunements becomes the fountain. We become a source of that dolphin frequency in our world. So people who encounter us, whether you think about it or not, you don't even have to be thinking about the dolphins. Part of what you are emitting in the world is this dolphin energy of love and joy. So you become that. It's very, very, very powerful.
Gosh. Oh boy. So last question, and then we'll open up for questions. How can people connect with dolphins in their daily lives?
Well, many of you already showed one way to do it is to have little stuff in your house. You know, there are ways that you can bring dolphin energy through in artwork, in a physical representation in your home. That absolutely that brings their energy in. You can invite the dolphins into your meditations or into healing sessions, and they'll come. It's just ask and ye shall receive. So just relax, let go, and allow yourself to receive them in that way. I also put together a dolphin spirit guide meditation that people can get on our website, where you're guided to meet your personal dolphin spirit guide. And then the meditation go on as to how you can begin creating a relationship with your dolphin guide. And once you've done that, then you start paying attention to various ways the dolphins are showing up in your world. And they're hysterical and very creative in the ways that they show us that they're around, no matter where you live. Of course, my book, I have Dolphin Love, and I also contributed the first chapter to a book, Dolphins and Whales Forever, which is 19 dolphin people and whale people contributed to that book, which is really awesome. And David offers every Thursday at noon Pacific time, he offers a free Dolphin Energy Healing Circle. So anybody can receive a weekly, beautiful, beautiful gift of dolphin healing through David. They're very powerful. We've had so many amazing experiences people have shared with us. So those are just what come to mind.
So Linda and David, we're about to get into the questions, but your website again is, I think we know how to do it in the beginning.
Dolphinheart.world. Let me put it in here.
There we go. And so from that website, you can find out what David offers every week, the attunement training, even there's so much, and you guys continue to go deeper and deeper and deeper. It's just so needed right now on our planet.
Yes, put dolphinheart.world on the menu item under offerings. That's where you'll find my books. You'll find the information page about David's healing circle. The dolphin attunements has its own section in our menu. And the meditation is there. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Bob. So, gosh, there were questions way back. I know, Noelle, there was one question that you had posted in the chat, like, is this fifth dimensional? I put in sixth dimension, I'm saying six. That's so interesting. I can't say fifth. Linda, you've already jumped to sixth dimensional living, clearly. But do you want to talk a little bit about that? Because it was a question that Noelle had.
Oh, what was it? Fifth dimensional living? Yeah, that's
like, is that where you live now? Go ahead.
Yeah, this field of oneness and being outside of time, all that is very fifth dimensional, for sure. There was a time that I was swimming with the dolphins. I had a couple of friends with me on that trip. And in fact, I think it was my third time there. And as we were swimming towards the dolphins, before I saw them underwater, I had a vision of them arrayed around me in a circle. When we finally saw the dolphins, that was the first time I witnessed them in play mode. They were zipping every which way and making a ruckus. It was noisy. I blinked and I opened my eyes, and they were arrayed around me in a half circle. Long story short, they took me into a parallel reality. They took me into the fifth dimension, because at one point I'm like, oh my God, this is so amazing. I want to share this with my friends. I lifted my head out of the water, and there were no people or no kayaks anymore. It was just me and the dolphins. And I was in that state with them for about 20 minutes, probably in linear time, and came back. And I swam up to my friend and said, oh my God, where were you? She said, where were you? I just assumed the dolphins were still with all the people, but the dolphins and I disappeared. And then we came back. And in that experience, they healed at that point, I was remembering being a dolphin in past lives. And it was very painful to be a human because the difference in quality of life is so vast. So this happened at the time I was really in that pain. That healed that. That was part of what healed that. And it wasn't there anymore. That rift with my humanity, and humanity just was gone.
You know, actually, we answered that question, I guess, Noelle and Bob. Now, Noelle had asked earlier, did you have a past life as a dolphin?
What I was
think
actually
we've had many.
No, what I was told actually by Archangel Michael is that a supreme concentration of my life experiences has been as a water mammal. So I know I've had a lot of mer lifetimes and probably some whale, but dolphin I think is predominant. And I do have conscious recall of being a dolphin in Lemuria. I was out in the ocean by myself and I put my head out of the water and the scent of the air was flowers. It was so beautiful. So yes.
Wow.
Yeah, there was a predisposition coming into this life. I just didn't.
I think so. The soul contract work is definitely. Thank you for surrendering. So I don't know. I think the questions were further back. So please, people, just go ahead and ask questions now. We have another 15 minutes.
Does anyone want to jump in here? You can just wave at me and I'll unmute you. It could be a question, a comment, giving thanks to our beautiful host and co-host. Okay, I've given you all a chance now. I'm going to start with questions and the comments. So
go for it. Oh, here, Paula. Paula has a question or?
Yeah, I don't even know how to word this, but in your previous lifetime, like you said, you smelled the flowers. Were there any other like sensory experiences that we could identify as humans with? Do you know what I mean?
It was that all-encompassing experience of oneness. So there was no loneliness, no isolation, no disconnection, really being connected with all of life in a very profound way. Yeah, and no disharmony. You know, everything was just beautiful.
So another question from how do porpoises relate with dolphin frequency?
Porpoises they're the smallest of, I'm not the one to ask about physical dolphins because my work with them has been in spirit and consciousness, but I know they're very similar. I don't know if technically porpoises are in the dolphin family. What I do know is orca and pilot whales are technically dolphins, even though we call them whales. I'm sorry, I don't have much more information than that.
So another question from Scotty. Can you tell if someone has had a life as a dolphin?
If I tune into them, I could, I think. Scotty, you definitely have. There's no doubt.
Beautiful.
Oh, mahalo. I'm so honored to be with you all. This is incredible. I actually passed out through the meditations and yeah.
Yeah. That's giving full permission, Scotty, right? You gave full permission. You got it away.
Yeah. But yeah, oh, so honored. Yeah, for sure. Oh my
Beautiful.
God. And I can't wait to go back into my dolphin body, that's for sure.
Yeah, you can
Mm,
ask for that. I've had
But-
experiences of that during my 7 years. Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
Linda, what you have experienced is just blowing me away right now.
Yeah.
It's like I'm just smiling. I just can only imagine. It's like, wow, very awesome. I'm so honored to be here with you all. Thank
Oh,
you.
thank
so
you
glad
so
you
much.
came.
Yeah.
So Douglas Damaris, Douglas, do you want to share something? Do you have a question for Linda?
Yeah, I had a question. It's I'm having a hard time because wow, this has been amazing. But question about dolphin souls and the whole process and the human soul processes. Do you have any experience with that, or have they taught you anything about a dolphin soul, or are they the same? And
I have never thought about that, Douglas. In my experience, dolphins are so connected to their souls, whereas many of us we need to journey to connect with our souls. But for dolphins, it's just it's what their beingness is sourced from, is what I'm hearing. That connection, it's just there. Does that answer your question?
yes, yeah, I think so. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Good question.
Okay, so Linda Frank Huntsville has a question. What have you okay, the question should be, what have you noticed about your telepathic abilities with other beings? I guess other beings beyond dolphins, it sounds like.
And what senses are they activating that we haven't had access to for a long time? So in my experience, each person who I'll just work with the dolphin attunements, because that's who I have most experience with. When people receive the dolphin attunements, everyone's receiving the same transmission, but their experience of it and how it unfolds in their life is unique to each person. And the way that I perceive that is the dolphins have the ability to see into our sacred heart, and to see our deepest desires. And this happens in healings as well. In healings and through the dolphin attunements, the dolphins help bring those desires to the surface of our awareness and help us manifest them in our lives. So that might be for some, we have a lot of folks come to us who are animal communicators or desire to be animal communicators. And for sure, their ability to communicate with animals vastly increases as they receive the dolphin attunements. For me, it's really, I don't do communication per se. I do, but it's more at the feeling level, at the empath level. I can, oh my gosh, I walk up to a tree. I live on a coffee farm here in Hawaii, and I just walk up to a tree, and the energy of the tree, we just merge. We enter into that oneness state, and that can happen so quickly and easily with all of life, really. So it does create, when I talk about unity community, it's with all of life. So the dolphins help us open to that deeper connection with everything. It's very, very beautiful.
Gosh.
Good question, Linda.
Linda.
Thank you. I love that.
So who else has a question?
I have a question about dolphins in captivity. Are they depressed? Do they generate, or,
Yeah. Good question. So it depends on the facility. What we have, there's a big, even in the dolphin community, there's kind of like a line in the sand. There are people who are absolutely against any form of dolphins in captivity, only the wild dolphins. And there are those, and now others are calling it dolphins in human care. It's another way of describing it. So for the facilities that are consciously run, that take good care of the dolphins, and the trainers are attuned to them, and they're treated really well, the dolphins we keep getting the message. I keep getting the message that they're here in those facilities intentionally. Again, it's their physical presence in those arenas is another way of them gaining access to humans and sharing their love, sharing their joy, sharing their healing with them. There was a time many, many years ago, I went to SeaWorld in San Diego. I had heard that a wounded baby dolphin was just brought there. So I was guided to go, even though I didn't want to because of the whole captivity thing. Mm-hmm. But I went, and we happened to arrive just at the time that the dolphin show was going on. So I thought, all right, I'm going to go and watch this show. And rather than watching the dolphins, what I was paying attention to was the people in that stands, mm-hmm. and watching their joy. And what I saw energetically was the joy that the dolphin show was generating in humans was going to the dolphins. So it was like this mutual giving and exchanging of joy energy. And it was like, wow, that was really important for me to witness. Very powerful. And I just got shivers on that.
Wow.
So there is still a purpose for that. And I truly believe that when the time has come for dolphins to no longer be in those situations, it will end. They'll end it. They're masters of their own reality, and it will simply end.
A great question.
Yeah.
Thank you, Noelle. So Deborah
there's
says,
another question
dolphin
there.
Yeah, dolphin energy sounds and feels so beautiful and transformative. Do you have a sense of how long it's going to take humans to transform enough that we don't destroy our planet and each other before we get to the unity community we yearn for?
Yeah, really good question, Deborah. Really good question. So when Archie gave us the message that they're here to heal the hearts of humanity, all of humanity, he said it could be a 250-year project.
How long have they been working on it?
That project was initiated about 70 years ago.
70 years
consciously initiated about 70 years ago. So not in my lifetime. But you know, every
coming back as a
every little bit of each one of us, every step we take raises the collective. So it can seem daunting. And the dolphins they do not allow me to go into fear about anything that's happening in the world. They have told me that as a Dolphin Ambassador, it's a matter of ethics and integrity for me to be in my joy. That the most service that I can do for the planet is to hold this frequency of joy and to transmit that. That's the greatest service any of us can do.
I love
that. You know, I hear stuff that's going on. I dip my toes a little bit, but come back to self, come back to self, come back to self. Be in my reality, which has none of that. And just be in my joy.
Oh, thank you. Gosh. All right. Well, I think we're going to wrap it up. Unless there's another question or two. It's so interesting. Then I have to ask you this. I'm having the most interesting experience with my right hand. Like this energy is moving through my right hand.
Fantastic, Mare.
I've never experienced this before. Like what is going with this hand? I'm like, whoa.
Fantastic.
Like levitating. You'll have to tag me down again and pull me. All right. Paula has raised a question. Her hand. Welcome, Paula.
Hi. I recently read about the dolphin's self-healing, physical self-healing properties. I'm wondering if they could somehow transmit that to humans.
So what you can do is put your hands on your body somewhere and invite the dolphins to come. Invite the dolphins to come in with your own hands on your body.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And Linda, I had a
Okay,
similar
Linda.
experience at SeaWorld. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have one a final question, if I could.
Absolutely.
Do you have your book handy? One
I
of your
do.
books? And I would like someone to pick a number. Anybody have a number they want to throw out? 77. Would you turn to page
Okay.
77 and see if there's some wisdom there for our group?
Yes. And there's something else from my book I wanted to read earlier. So thank you for bringing that up. Oh, okay. This is the human pod.
Okay.
Let's see. All right, I'm just going to start. After the last person, I returned to my car. Oh, I remember this. I returned to my car. No, I returned to my seat and resumed the state of just being. After a while, slowly, gently, my awareness returns to the room. I notice that my upper body swaying in a figure 8 pattern, the infinity symbol. This is my cue that the meditation is complete. Quietly and gently, I speak the words the dolphins give me to bring the meditation to a close. The energy in the room is soft, warm, and so deeply loving. Some need more time to fully return to their bodies. While they're coming back, I invite people to share their experiences. One man shares that this meditation was the most profound experience he's ever had in his life. Another says he feels inspired now about the vast possibilities of life. Many feel that their consciousness has expanded and their heart is more open. Some have received profound healings. One woman arrived with a hurting heart and feels connected to God again. One who came out of curiosity doesn't feel much at all. He's just relaxed. I thank him for being open and willing to explore something new.
Awesome. That's a good.
Now, let me share one brief little thing. There was a.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That was a great idea, Noelle. There was when we traveled for dolphin school in one of our Dutch pods, there was a woman who came and she went to the first weekend was a Frequency of Joy weekend. And at the end of the weekend, she said, "What's so important about joy anyway?" Which I thought was a really fascinating question. She went home. She's a vet and she's an animal communicator. She has cats at home. She went home and her cat, Mikey, was literally tearing through the house, going up the walls, going through the garden, just tearing around. So she got a pen paper because he wanted to communicate. Pages came through. She translated it in English and sent it to us. This piece I'm about to read was like lit up in neon lights when I read this. So this is from Mikey the cat. People can learn a lot from dolphins. To live in harmony, to create love between people, to live the life they were meant to live. When people come into contact with dolphin energy, they realize their source and their future. Thank you, Mikey. And that's absolutely true. It's absolutely what I experience and witness.
This has been so delicious and just and bright. I want people to know for both you and Mare what they can participate. What do you have coming up that you would like others to know about?
Go ahead, Linda.
Okay, well, what David and what we're starting, what's coming up soon is our dolphin school has morphed. We finally are in the position of putting much of it on in a virtual format for online.
Oh,
So we have a brand new 30-day introductory program we're going to be opening soon called the Dolphin Heart Opening. That's going to include the first dolphin attunement and some dolphin living skills and some other little goodies that we include in the whole program, kind of like as an introductory taste. So that will be the introductory experience. And then from there, people will be invited to receive the rest of the journey, which is called the Dolphin Heart Experience. And that's the remaining 6 dolphin attunements, more dolphin living skills. It's a very, very rich community-based online program. So we're looking forward to bringing that online very soon. And if you have interest in that, the best thing to do is go to our website. And at the top, you'll see a banner, I think, Call Forth Your Inner Dolphin is a free gift. If you click on that, then you'll be on our email list. And that's how we'll be putting out the announcements when registration opens for that. Along with the free gift, which is a very cool free gift. Call Forth Your Inner Dolphin.
okay. And Mare?
We have, there is another question, it looks like, but I'll go ahead. For those who are in the North Carolina area, I now live near Asheville, and I'll be doing an in-person event, my first one in a number of years. This is absolutely huge, on the 19th of May, about our new mother Gaia and meeting her and embracing her. And then I have events in California in July on New Earth Gardening and other good fun. And the 1,000 Goddesses Gathering Global Grid, which is a network, unified field of ceremonies all around the world, will be happening November 2nd. And this year it will be with the trees, with the global tree grid. So it'll be ceremonies with people honoring the trees, connecting with the trees. Trees have so much healing energy for us. There's realms of intelligence and consciousness there. So this is a spiritual call. And then I also have the Great Mother Love Way year-long course, which will be starting in September as it stands right now. Welcome, Scotty. That would be great. All right. So can we take one more question, Noelle? We're going a little bit over.
Yes, let me just say something about what we'll get to the question in a moment. The Co-Creators Convergence, we meet in person once a year. And guess what our theme is this year? It happens to be joy. So we're going to be in North Carolina on the mountaintop, and it's called Joy on the Mountaintop, a Delightful Expedition.
Oh,
And, we invite anybody who attends to, they can do a process or music or anything to bring in the frequency of joy. So now I have a few more things to put in my to offer.
yes, you do. Bring the dolphins in, baby.
So now I know
Definitely.
the dolphins are coming. I can tell everybody, yeah, come on.
I think they're there already.
So
Absolutely.
over the 6th through the 11th. And so you can find out more about it at co-creatorsconvergence.com.
Cool.
So Bob will put that in the chat. So let's get.
Thank you, Bob.
Yeah, so I didn't know your topic had anything to do with choice.
There are no coincidences, not these
I know, I've
days.
been vibing you all this time, Linda. So.
I love it. I love it.
Okay.
Everybody like to unmute and give some gratitude to Linda and Mare for this beautiful, joyful evening.
And thank you, Mare, for inviting me. This was really special.
Oh, this was a no-brainer. It's like, Linda, the whole world needs to know about you and your dance and your joy and all your offerings. So
thank you.
Happy to contribute to this.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Wonderful evening. Thank you, Mare. Thank you, Linda.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank
you
you
so much.
It's a joy to be with you.
Thank
Love
you so
guys.
much. Thank you so much. Bye.
Quite welcome. And we like to say, may peace prevail.
May peace prevail on earth.
On earth.
Enjoy.
night, everyone.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
Sweet
Night.
Lots
dreams
of
and
love,
dreams.
everybody. Thank
Thank
you, Selah. I
you.
love that you joined us.
Thank
Joy,
you
joy, joy.
much.
Bye.
Amen.
Bye.
Bye.